Waiting for my sushi to get here, and I'm gonna have New Jersey white wine from Working Dog. I've talked about Working Dog a number of times. This is their 2019 Black Feather Chardonnay. I'm pretty sure it's one of their estate bottles, which means they're just doing it themselves. Chardonnay, I think they age it in a little bit of oak, so all their own fruit. So I'm gonna have a little bit of this with the sushi. And what else did I buy from there was I just bought all whites. I bought a rosé, which is made from Chambourcin. I'm really waiting for their rosé made from their estate Cab Franc. I believe their rosé made from Cab Franc is a really nice, good, dry, crisp rosé. And I thought it'd be ready by now. And summer's fleeting. They're pretty much gone, but we'll see when they get it in. Maybe in another month or so. Bought 2 of these Chardonnays. Bought 6 of the open source Chardonnays. I think I spoke about the open source Chardonnays before. There's a group of winemakers, wineries in New Jersey. They all put their Chardonnay together. They put all the juice together, then they all take pieces of it and do whatever they want. They vinify it very differently. Oak treatment, malolactic versus not, I'm not really sure. I really like the one that Working Dog does, and I really have enjoyed it for the last few years. I got their Pinot Gris. I think I got 2 of those. Really tropical Pinot Gris. Definitely great wine that they make there. That white wine also. And I got one more. Oh, Riesling. Their Riesling, which is very, very dry. Their driest Riesling to date. Tiny, tiny bit of residual. So you bet the Riesling is pretty much bone dry. So let's see how this one is. This is 2019, so very, very young. Still very, very cold. Sushi not here yet. Did buy a bunch of other wines as well. Paul Roger Champagne, which is a great champagne. About $45. Nicia, a Verdejo from Rueda in Spain. Really great white, aromatic white, but crisp, not oaked, unoaked. Bought a white Chenin Blanc from Mount St. Louis. I think I said I pronounced it right, from the Loire, and I totally forgot. I was looking at the bottles, about 30 bucks. Wasn't familiar to me, and then I came back, looked at my Loire maps, and sure enough, it was on there as a region that I probably should have remembered, but never had. Chenin Blanc from there. Do like Chenins. I like when they age a little bit, but I'll take a Chenin here and there. And I think I had bought 1 or 2 other wines. Oh, some Chianti Classico Reservas I bought. And I think that's been it. I've started to buy some of those 2016 Brunellos I've been talking about. Best vintage in 30 years. So J.J. Buckley had the Bonfim Brunello for a really good price. Bought 1 of those. I don't know if I haven't bought any other Brunellos yet, but I've started to buy these 2016 Brunellos. I'm going to buy about 8 to 10 of them as I see them. And just let them sit. 5 years, 10 years, probably tops. So, let's see how this thing is. Definitely smells like Chardonnay. A little cold. You could definitely smell the oak. Kind of has a custardy component, a lemon custardy, not maybe as creamy smelling as some of the other lemon custardy profiles I've given to some other Chardonnays, but it sort of gives me that idea. Lemon pudding of some sort. Definitely lemon lime in there, no doubt. Definitely some pineapple core. Very aromatic. I really like their stainless steel Chardonnay. I think it's super tropical, like it's ripe pear and ripe pineapple. They ran out during COVID, I guess. I'm surprised that the stainless steel chard, well, I guess people are gravitating away from oaky shards. I don't think any of their oak shards are oaky by any stretch. I think their Chardonnays are very, very well restrained, and I bet you they're using very little new oak, or yeah, minimum new oak. Good acidity, oaks in balance, everything on the aromas on the palate. A little bit of an unripe pear on the palate, a little bit also to add to it. This will go well with sushi. like a, it's like a lemony component, more lemony. The oak treatment is very light on this for sure, but it rounds out a little bit of that sharp acid and edge to this Chardonnay. It's a nice wine. I don't have much more to say about it than that. But I think underappreciated is what New Jersey is doing with some wines. Working Dog, Turdo, I think Hawk Haven, Heritage. There's some wineries that absolutely are doing some good things with these French grapes for sure. Don't really like the hybrid ones, so Chambersons and Traumanettes. Not really a big fan of what they're doing with those. Don't really care. Cab Sauvignon, not really, but Cab Franc, Chardonnay. Some of those Italian varietals, that Sangiovese down in Turdo is amazing. I think some of their blends are really good. Some of their Cab Franc heavy wines are very good. The Merlot at a Working Dog is sometimes good, depends on the vintage. Then the whites are really great. So I'm really enjoying the Riesling when it's dry. Even when it's a little off dry, I enjoy it with some spicy food. Thai, Mexican, Indian. The Pinot Gris, very tropical, very fresh. I really like it. All three expressions of their Chardonnay. This one, the open source, which I think is a little oakier than this. Has a little more class, I believe. Maybe it's a little bigger bodied. And then their stainless steel, which I believe is very tropical as well. Their Viognier is a little bitter. I don't think they made it this year. Maybe it didn't ripen or something, or maybe the last vintage or two. But their Viognier has a, instead of being super peachy, which is what I get of Viognier, it just smells like ripe peaches to me. And typically you'll get it in the Northern Rhone, Condrieu specifically, but I guess California's doing some of it too. But it's a bigger, bolder white without a lot of, and they don't really oak it that often, and the acidity is a little bit lower. So it has a very specific taste, but to me it's peaches for days. Peaches and apricots for days. And I believe theirs is a little bit bitter. It's got a bitter aftertaste. Maybe I'll try it again, maybe one more time. Because maybe, some of these Italian whites have a bitterness at the end that I really like, an almond skin, some type of nut skin, or a bitter nut taste at the end, and I'm starting to enjoy that more, especially in some of these crisp Italian whites, Verdicchio specifically. It's good. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. Sushi should be here any minute. Let this wine warm up a little bit more. Little update on that Magnum yesterday, the 99 Bordeaux, the right bank. I was right, about 75% Merlot. I think a little bit of Cab Franc, a little bit of Cab Sauv, maybe a little bit of something else, but mostly 75% Merlot. And it tasted like old Merlot to me, and it absolutely stays true to that. The wine was awesome with the steak. The wine only got better. It even gave me a little bit of a fennel thing or a black licorice thing going, just for a little bit. Then it kind of blew off, came back. It was, I'm going to definitely have a glass of that tonight after my sushi. Not going to have that with the sushi, but I'll have it after. It'll be my after dinner drink instead of anything else. But yeah, that's the update on that wine. I'll be drinking it a little bit tonight, and then definitely tomorrow as well. I'm going to have another steak tomorrow. See how much of it I can polish off tomorrow. That's it. Have a good night.